The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, I hope. I'm Ernest Zavodnyik, and I'm seeking the council seat now occupied by Mr. Simmons. A little bit of my background. I'm the son of immigrant Hungarian coal miner born in West Virginia. Family moved from there to Cleveland when I was about 16, finished high school there, received my undergraduate and law school education at the University of Notre Dame. Been married for over 40 years. My wife and I moved down here approximately 3 years ago. We have 4 adult sons. Spent my working life in the Chicago area. I'm here to advocate that we stop the growth machine. The growth machine has brought us a lot of new developments, a lot of new homes. We've had one figure bandied that there'll be approximately 9,000 new homes. Now, granted, these aren't being built all within the next year or so, but the build-out does look towards doubling our population if all those homes are built. We can't deal with that kind of annexation and growth in density of our population. My opponent has advertised that he hates growth, but in fact he has voted for all this major growth. Now what is the problem with major growth? The problem, and we have to stand back and ask these questions, is it really paying? Is it paying in the sense of the cost of the infrastructure? What are we talking about when we're talking about infrastructure? Well, clearly we're talking about roads, we're talking about police, we're talking about fire, we're talking about schools, libraries, parks, all the basic amenities that make up what we would consider to be the underpinning of urban life. Now, granted, one developer has funded the building of a fire station, but the fire station has to be manned. You have to put equipment in that fire station, and you've got to figure out what are the costs of paying for the firemen, their pensions in the years down the road. So what I'm suggesting is that in this period that we have this moratorium with the county, that we try to figure out where are we at. Let's ask the question, what are the costs? What have we already paid for? What will we be paying for in the years ahead? Does it really mean to be wise to continue in the direction that we are going? And I'm advocating and stating no, that we need to go in a different direction. We need to pause. We need to look and ask the questions. So we have questions regarding the environment. The continual building of new homes takes up more and more land. It causes the hard surfacing of the ground. It provides a way for stormwater to more quickly reach the Gulf. We've had story after story this summer and fall regarding the pollution problems that are encountered now in the Gulf of Mexico. We have the great problems with the red tide. If you've lived here, if you're here year-round, you know what it's like. You know that it's causing devastation to marine life, and we've got to be worried about marine life. It's causing serious problems to those of us who have respiratory diseases. It's affecting the tourism industry. So we need to find ways, we need to fund research to find ways of mitigating the ill effects of red tide. And red tide is caused in part, scientists are telling us, by one thing, fertilizers that we use on our lawns. So one thing we might consider then is reducing the amount of fertilizers or turning to other substances to help our yards grow. I'm suggesting also that we have something like an environmental audit for the city. Let's ask the question, what can the city do, or what has it done already first in terms of environmental friendly policies? Conversely, let's ask the question, what can the city do also in terms of a practical, doable nature that would result in environmental friendly policies? And some of these things might include, for instance, in terms of fleet cars, and fleet cars would be, for instance, the police cars, to get hybrid vehicles or similar vehicles for the Public Works Department. Other communities and cities throughout our beloved country are taking steps to develop and put into practice environmental policies. I haven't heard in this long list of things that it's been accomplished in the last few years anything to do with, directly with the environment. I think it's past due, and I think we need to be doing something in that area. I'm also suggesting that we give consideration to the Business 41 on the island, particularly the east side of the street, south from the Venice Avenue Bridge. There are a large number of shuttered buildings, businesses. There are a number of weedy lots. I think the city needs to have a proactive policy in trying to bring life, resuscitate life to that area, working with the, of course, with the landowners, the business owners. One suggestion might be to have some infill. By infill, I mean by having some building on the lots that are there. Possibly structures 2 and 3 stories with apartments above that might provide some affordable housing. We could have possibly apartments for artists and artisans that would complement the art galleries and the Venice Arts Center. This would be one example of trying to work in a way that would bring life back and provide some workforce housing. The direction I'm suggesting to you is that we have an opportunity now to go a different way. If you feel that you're satisfied with what has occurred, then you'll need to vote for Mr. Simmons. But if you're not satisfied, if you want someone who's going to listen to you, who's going to ask hard questions, who will provide leadership in terms of where we are and where we might go, I think I'm the person you need to vote for. So I seek your vote, and thank you so much for your time.